Brett Summers, and my guest this week is a well-travelled freestyle wrestler, a freestyle coach, and you can find her at the Braveheart Wrestling Academy. Please welcome to the show, Kateryna Sassa. Now, Kateryna, the first question we always ask everyone on this show when it's their first time is, where did it all begin for you?
Okay. Originally I'm from Ukraine, and I started my wrestling journey in very small town. Is actually no wrestling at all, and my parents didn't have much money for put me to some sports, uh, and then I found the wrestling stations. It was for free, and I straight away, I think I was 13 years old, and I fell in love to that sport because it was super fun. Lots of kids. We was like rolling, and since that moment, I never stopped like live in wrestling.
Excellent. So, what was it about it that drew you in there? So, was it just all the kids there? Was there a moment? Because a lot of time with kids, they go along to something and it's fun and we're enjoying it. And then there's that moment where you're like, actually, yeah, I could do this. This is something. You have that sort of moment where you thought, actually, maybe there was that tournament where you walked everybody or whatever, then you think, oh, this could
Started,
be a thing for me.
it started from like my age and weight category girls. I had some girl, and we started to compete between each other who is stronger, and I always wanted to beat her up. She wanted to beat me up, and it raised our competitive spirit. And then I moved forward because I passed her, and then I wanted to achieve more and more and more, and know wrestling more. Then I finished school. The choice of university after the school began like, and I couldn't find anything else. All what I wanted to do only sport, and uh, like uh, like from my region, they offered me to go to university, Olympic and professional sports. For I had the opportunity to train like every day with very strong team. At that moment, one lady, she was preparing for Olympic Games, and so I accept that offer. I came to other city, Donetsk, which is now under bombs, which is not even Ukraine now. And I used to study in university for 8 years. 5 years I used to study in university and train myself every day hard. We prepared for different level of competition, and I was grow up with high level athletes. I wanted to be like them.
What sort of training were you doing then? What was it? Obviously, you're training anyway, where you've been doing this your whole life as you've grown up as a wrestler. What was it when you got to that point? What was different? What did you have to do? What was the standard?
Because in my city it was very easy level. We just rolling, running, talking, and it wasn't serious. And when I came to university, it was very serious level, very high level preparation. I couldn't even handle warm up. It was like 40 minutes warm up. I was dead in the end of the warm up. And uh, then again, lots of camps. Our coach starts taking me also like with all of the team to. I was like 16, 17. I was enjoy this. It was super hard, but I saw the perspective of future. I wanted to go to Olympic Games, like main goal, and I was dream about this one, and this idea was pushing me forward. And also in Ukraine country, very supporting people who train hard. And in university I started getting salary, some kind, not big, but it was a good pocket monies for myself. And but at the same time, it's kind of responsibility to train, to improve result. And they helped me to like pass half term exams, if I was struggling with something. And at the same time, respect from teachers, my classmates was growing up, and also new society people. I was surrounded only professional athletes, new people, hardworking people, and I always wanted to be compare myself to that people, and I was always wanted to be like them.
So where did this take you then? Because obviously, at the moment, you said about the Olympics. I know that through your career, you've wrestled all around the world. So when did that sort of step up come? Like you say, you're training at university, you've got all these different higher level people with you. You're like you're saying there, you're fighting through the warm ups now. You're improving, and that's going up. When does that start to become like okay? Would you like to come and wrestle here? Would you like to fly here to wrestle? When does that sort of big step up? Because like we know, there's levels to this, and you're hitting that sort of top
When I
end now.
start when I start to taking some medals from Ukrainian championships from junior, I took like nobody like waiting from me any result. I was like belong to myself, lots of like holidays, and I should come back to my city to be with mama. And I was train myself also summer holidays, and I was very self-trained person, and after that I came to Ukrainian champion to national championship, and I won very good girls, which is all at that moment got already like international medals, and I got the ticket to go to my world first like junior world championship, and that's point when I start to take medals from international from like national.
What was that first world championship like? So you're doing your national one in the Ukrainian championship. What was it like? Did you notice a difference from that and then stepping out onto a world stage? Was
Yeah,
that the bit that made
it was very hard. It was because people there was completely another level, and it was. But at the same time, I started knowing lots of people around the world, high level wrestlers, and it wasn't success competition. I didn't get medals, but I ke- I kept in that level, do you know, and I was training with that level people, and all my like after all my life was surrounded only high level athletes, do you know.
Mhm. So what happened to that? So you've gone to the worlds now. You've gone there, as you say, it was a high level competition. How did you feel after that? Was this something like, oh my God, I made a mistake, or was that right? I want more of this now.
Of course I wanted to achieve some result. I
Mm.
think it's main what athletes want to get that result what they want, and I was working hard to get there, but but you know in wrestling we have like one only weight category, like every weight category have one person who can introduce country. So and when I moved to adult, I couldn't pass one lady. She was super strong. She was like 2 times world champion. She always like go for went for Olympic Games, for World Championship, and I should stay at home waiting for the moment when I will be ready to beat her up. And I always losing her like 1 point, you know, and I sitting at home and waiting for the best moment. And that's why, to be honest, I was chasing like a good result, but the time came and I was very good. Uh, I was 25 when I finished wrestling. I was very good athlete, very talented and perspective. And Romanian team came to our gym. We were training with very good girls in our gym. Was around 5 world champions and 2 bronze medalists of Olympic Games, and all of us
Mhm.
same weight category, and we always beat up each other on the sessions. And one day, Romanian team came to our gym to train to prepare for competition, and we beat them up all. And they saw me and offered me to compete under Romanian flag. Do you know? It was 2016. I accepted this offer because I realized that I cannot move forward from Ukraine. I was just second number, and I waited and I worked hard. I had lots of injuries and I couldn't like I couldn't, how to say in English, performance on international, like show up myself or even get experience from international, because I cannot show up myself on high level when you're not competing and you don't have any of that experience, and you are not uh, growing up with in that environment. And when they offered me to go to Romania, I realized that it's actually very good opportunity to start going everywhere and with Romanian team, and I should be like number one, in that team.
Yeah.
So they made me citizenship very, very quickly in that government. At that moment, only three athletes they took from abroad. Three athletes, one of them Chechenian, and two of girls, me and one more lady. And that 2016, that guy he went to Olympic Games. He got bronze in Rio, and me again I couldn't go because like Ukrainian Federation and Romanian Federation didn't agree between each other that like Ukraine gave them prepared athlete, which they prepared me many years, and they wanted, I think, to get something out of that.
Yeah.
And Romanian also at the same time said, why we should like give you something? She's not even world champion. And I was like in
Politics of it all.
yes, and I was like
Mm.
in international base because like FILA at that moment. Now it's United World Wrestling. That moment it was FILA, and I was in that base, my name.
Yeah.
And just because I was in that base, with the changing of countries, I have to got an agreement from Ukraine that they accepted me to change country, go to another country. And without that agreement, I cannot fight 2 years. I have to stay out of the game 2 years. And like 2016, it was complicated year for me because I didn't have any support from government. I didn't have money, and I was independent girl, which is 25, 26 years, and I need to do something to make somehow money. And the war at that moment started in 2014 in Ukraine, and I'm from that city where is war. And my parents are disabled, they're blind, and they couldn't hold me, and they couldn't support me. And I need to work to make money for a living. I couldn't wait somewhere to train and wait these 2 years. And I
Yeah.
and I couldn't do anything else. And I stepped out from wrestling and I went to the UK, and start to live my new life. And I got married. I was, to be honest, very pissed off of that situation
I
because
can understand that. Yeah.
and that's why I hate the system. I hate those people. Like not hate. Like I was very upset and I didn't want to see wrestling anymore. I met quickly a guy who was interested of me. I married him and I quickly got pregnant, and like very quick decision, which I didn't realize that I shouldn't be very like emotional on that. And I didn't have support. I didn't have very like strong brain who could stop me. And I met a man who is not from sport at all. And I see that game, it's okay. This guy is not bad actually, and I want to live normal life. I want to understand what is to live life, real life, not to be athlete, because all my life was only on the mat.
Yeah.
And I got pregnant, and then Romanian team starts trying to contact me to go back to the mat, and I say them that I'm pregnant. I don't do anymore this one.
Yeah.
And since that moment, my UK life started. I become a mother, I become a wife, and I started and I came to this country. I didn't speak English at all, just Apple and I love you. And 6 years I've been in that position when I was only home wife and mother of two kids. And husband also don't even very supportive. He was focused to make money and work, and all days I was sitting at home with kids. And then, like, the big war started in Ukraine, and because we've been alone here, no, I didn't have family here. And when the big war started in Ukraine, I start helping my family to some of the family members who was living from another cities, which is also under heavy bombs. You know, now they're destroyed. They came to my home and they live with me, and I got opportunity to keep my kids few hours with them.
Yeah.
And one day I just went through I was like on street market, where you know, for £1 food.
Hmm.
And I went through this market and I saw the gym. Didn't even know that in London that we have jiu-jitsu gyms or some grappling. All my life I was listening that no wrestling in the UK, and actually I heard this from the people who is in wrestling in the UK, who works with British wrestling, and they always tell me that, oh, in the UK no wrestling, no wrestling. And I found the BJJ gym, and I came and I tried to talk to them like I'm a wrestler, I can be coach if you need. They didn't even understand what I want to say. And then I came again and I say, if you want, I can work for free. And it was new gym and they didn't have money to pay coaches, you know.
Yeah.
And they gave me free like stations to train kids. And then at one of them that session, I met Sidus. I don't know, you know, Sid Cyrus Islami.
Hmm.
He also
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah. He's
from
on the feet. Yeah.
he's from my area. He lives in the same area where I am living, and he take me to New Wave, and New Wave gave me the sessions Sunday at 1 p.m. kids session, and I start working with kids. I didn't know how to work with kids. I didn't know how to talk to them. Like if I wanted to say, okay, guys, like 10 sit-ups, 10 squats. I was meaning that they starting to do squats and they sit all of them on the floor, and I say, what I should tell them now? How I have to explain it? It was very complicated, you know, and I was like, but since that moment, that fire just started, like you know, that wrestling spirit wake up again, and I realized that actually that Katie came back to me because
Yeah.
for 6 years I step out and I lost myself completely. And then when I step back on the mat and I like that dragon wake up. And I start to push it forward, forward, and forward. And after like 3 years, I'm working as a wrestling coach. And for these 3 years, I passed lots of qualification. I opened up my own gym, Brave Hearts Academy.
Hmm.
I made British champions, English champions. I have team. I have something. Maybe some people like it, some people doesn't like it, because you have to remember that I'm a lady in man-dominated sport, and nobody knows me, and lots of people not happy with that. Everybody wants to put me back on my place. Do you know, like who is fish is nobody. And when I start lots of people wanted to show me my place. Even my best friends, they stop like talking to me. They start gossip behind of me, you know. I even like inside of the family, like my husband start to jealous of that. Like you trained with a man. I don't like your job. I don't like that man touch you. And for me, it was absolutely not right because it's me.
Mm.
And
That's just
like
like you've been doing it your whole life. You just, yeah, no,
yes,
I totally get what you mean.
and I said that moment to him and to every and like my friends say, "Oh, this job is not good for married woman, this that." And I said, if he not going to accept me, I will divorce. Now I'm divorced with the dream.
Get that. So how did you? Because I mean, that is a lot to deal with in the whole thing. I mean, I was going just about the coach that step up from competitor to coaching, especially after that gap. I mean that's always a step for people anyway, but like with a different language, like with the language barriers and like you say, and the social barriers and that as well. I mean, how was that when first of all when you've gone to coaching and then that bit where you're like, okay, I'm gonna set up my own gym now as well, because
You
that's a
know,
big step
you,
for anyone.
you know how it was. Like I was when I started when they gave me wrestling classes for kids at the gym. Start offer me like be a wrestling coach at BJJ gyms, and
Yeah,
at that moment I work at 5 gyms. I had 1 hour there, 1 hour there, lots of gyms, and 1 hour I have to drive 40 minutes just to get that 1 hour.
yeah,
And I started to teaching people, jiu-jitsu people, and they didn't take me seriously as a wrestler because I'm lady. It would be easy if a six-pack man came and say, guys, and then straight away I would be brought to them, do you know? They didn't take me seriously, but when I saw their work on the mat and I see how they're moving, they how and that they cannot do forward rolls, they cannot do the steps, they don't do anything proper, even neck, do you know some exercise for neck, they don't do anything proper. And guys, how you cannot take me seriously, how you don't cannot respect me just because I'm woman, but I cannot see the shit on the mat what you're showing to me, do you know? Because I was working with high level people. And I think the God made me to be a coach because I didn't receive that result what I wanted. But I really was work hard and I was that level person. And I didn't feel that result. And now I keep chasing that result, but through my students, do you know?
yeah,
Now I give in all myself. I have this like passion, and now I keep working hard. I don't need money from this. Like I don't take like Brave Hearts. I have already one year, and I didn't take 1 pound from Brave Hearts. I start this gym from zero money. I take the loan for mat. I take. I didn't know could I even pay the rent. I just take loans. I just apply for the space, insurance, everything, and I did. I thought that husband going to support me, but straight away this month he left me with the loan with everything, and I just like, okay, what I have to do now? But God helps me. I have every month. I have space, and I have every gym. I have students, parents, and I have result, and I see that it works.
what classes are you running at Bravehearts then? What sort of, so if someone's listening to this and they're thinking, oh, that sounds good, maybe I could take my kids there, or what I wonder what other things they offer. What can someone expect? I'll put the link in the show notes for the website and that so people can look at it for you. But what sort of thing, what do you offer?
At this moment, we are running twice a week wrestling session, kids twice a week and adults twice a week. We have lots of good sparring partners, and my theory of running classes is not like doing this like everybody do that. I'm a female, and I know that like for example, it's not natural to me, right? And let's say like driving the car, when you go to learn how to drive the car, female doesn't get it straight away. If they said like turn left, I will turn right. And same with wrestling. For example, adults, I understand that they cannot take easy things, for example, which men understand how to do this from childhood because it didn't come to them naturally because they already grown up with their habits, life habits. And I teach them very simple way, but very working way, do you know? As I and also at the same time because I working with kids and now I have lots like big experience of working with kids and I have my own kids. I'm a mother. I know how to talk to kids to explain them how to let them understand this, and it helps me with adults also. And by my experience, I know how to teach them. Do you know? and what they need to understand wrestling, not double leg. And in this, like here, just double leg, single leg. You have to understand how to do this double leg. You have to feel body position for this double leg. Do you know? You cannot just go for double leg. It's not. It's the same like driving. Just press the gas. Do you know? No, it's not like that. You have to feel the car. You have to feel how when it's stop, when it's go. Do you know? And how to move it. Same in body. You cannot. You need to understand how to move, how to put your body position, how to use right muscles. And also at the same time, I'm working not as a wrestling coach, I'm working as a personal trainer at Pure Gym. And I run classes with different type of people. I every day I working from 6 years old to 70 years old. Yeah, from 25 kg to 125 kg. I have a lot, like I have all spectrum of people, and I have a guys who is very like a gym bodybuilders. Yeah, they physically very strong, but I see them on the mat. They cannot hold themselves. They don't cannot move use this muscle. They cannot be stay do handstands next to the wall, but they can do pull-ups. Like they can do bench press around maybe let's say 100 kg, but his weight 70 kg he cannot hold. I say, well, what's the point of your lifting if you cannot hold your own body? How you
Yeah.
want to destroy somebody if you cannot hold yourself?
No, definitely. So you've got a lot of going on. I mean, I noticed more like with the kids tournaments and all that because like with Neil, we did some one in like the grassroots stuff, and that's something that we've really been trying to focus on to grow the sport to get sort of more kids in through the doors because, like you say, British wrestling. No, some people think it doesn't exist. There is something there, but it's that grassroots is sort of our approach to it. I mean, is it similar at your gym? Is it trying to get because the kids you're getting in seem to be doing very well?
You know, I heard long time that this in UK people very soft. They cannot work hard like we used to work, right? When you broke your nose, my nose was bleeding. I just swabbed the blood and go keep fighting. Or you have some injuries. If you cannot work on the mat, go all session, climb on the roof.
Yeah.
You have to, and here just have a scratch like and they already start to complain. I don't take this one, do you know? When I very tough on the session, but it have to be like balanced. Be tough, but at the same make some kind of jokes, do you know? Make it fun. For example, like when I ask kids to do push-ups, they start to do push-ups, they complain, they don't do this proper, and I start, okay, if you are loser, do this, but if you are wanna be champ, show us better. Or when I count, you know, like 1, 2, 3, and now very popular between kids like 6, 7, 6, 7, and I start to make jokes like they work hard, but at the same time like 6, 7, and they start laughing. They just switch the mood, you know, and they forgot about this one. You need to know how to talk to kids. And one more thing, it's not true that people here soft, and it's not true that wrestling is not for this country. It's not true because we have like Shamai. He's 15 years old. He's incredible. He's savage. And when I see, I have Shamai, I have Samuel, Akela, I have lots of small kids, very good kids. And when I see them, how talented they are, I don't take this anymore. Like these people is soft. I say you are soft. You don't wanna take responsibility. You don't wanna work hard to improve. You don't wanna put yourself to build it up. You're just waiting for the system. You're waiting for money. You're waiting for um founding. You have to. I didn't get any founding. I didn't take any pound to my pocket. But I do this for free. Actually, I'm volunteer of my gym at this moment. But I see potential of that, and I cannot give up. I cannot leave those people. I cannot leave Shamai. I cannot leave the kids who also work hard, they who put and also I saw the beauty of wrestling. And I saw by my own thing, by my own example, I saw what wrestling gave me to came out to live in the UK, let's say as a single mother with 2 kids in London, you can imagine. And I can make it for my own without any support, without any family support or any other support. I can manage this. It means that it's great. It's wrestling game with this strong character. And how I can give up with them. I need to show them the beauty of wrestling. I need to show them that life is hard, but if you never give up, you will be far. And I can like it's not I can. I just love to share the. I just love to share experience what I have. Do you know?
No, no, definitely, definitely. So, have you got then any? So, like you say, you've got your academy, it's all established now. You've got everything going. You're hoping to grow it. I mean, what other targets have you got for yourself? I mean, for yourself as a wrestler and a grappler, and as well as for your gym. You know, is there anything? Is there still anything? You know, are you still itching to maybe get back on the mat one day, maybe try something, or maybe for the gym? What you know, what they call the bucket list? Have you got any goals or any targets?
What I want from wrestling.
Yeah. What do you want now? Have you still got any goals or any targets, well, like for yourself personally and for the gym? Is there anything you're still sort of thinking, I reckon I could still maybe that next tournament, maybe I'll have a go, or maybe I'll try this, or maybe I want the gym to do this, or
What I want to do, I want to build up the gym, proper wrestling gym. I want to teach people wrestling that is wrestling, proper Olympic wrestling, show them that wrestling is not only leg attack. Марк, я разговариваю, пожалуйста, можно? And wrestling is not only leg attacks, and I want to show the beauty of wrestling and I want to start to. I have lots of friends around the world, Olympic champions, world champions. I want to invite that level of wrestling to the UK, show them a beauty of London, beauty of UK, and at the same time bring them to my gym and show my wrestlers, my people, beauty of wrestling through these people. Do you know?
yeah, no, definitely.
And it's like we can change change experience between each other, and people will really appreciate that. But at this moment, I cannot invite because I don't have proper permanent space. Do you know? I wanna build it up. I wanna get permanent space. I wanna teach coaches, and I wanna have opportunity to bring to our country high level athletes, and also send my students to international competition, different levels. At the same time, I wanna take them to some camps, to America, to anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. That's brilliant. So, if anyone is listening to this then and they're thinking this sounds great, or maybe I want to send my kids there, or maybe I want to go there myself, what's the best way for them to contact you or to get in touch with you?
They can go to my braveheartacademy.co.uk website. There is a form to join or even contact. They have on that website braveheartacademy.co.uk. They have my contact number, also website, and also form if they wanna sign up. First session is free. They can come to try. They can come to see the environment, talk to the parents, and decide what kind of if they wanna stay with us, and what we choose the option. And also, we just started. Also, we didn't grow up. We didn't reach our level. And every year, I'm sure it's going to be better, better, and better. And I really know that it's going to be better because I don't have plan to give up on that idea. And every year, I meet people who wants to be back to with my idea, and it's different level people.
Yeah. Anyone listening to this themselves, then, I mean, we'll talk about the parents of it. If anyone's listening to this and they're thinking about wrestling, because a lot of parents I've talked to before, they've sort of said, "Oh, I've thought about taking kids to wrestling, but then I've Googled it, and they either see someone getting hit over the head with a chair in WWE, or they see someone taking a belly to back suplex in a UFC match or something like that, and they go, "Oh no, I don't want my kids to do that." What would you say? Why should they do it? Because obviously we know it's not that, but as such. But what would you
Wrestling,
advise them? And
I would say them that wrestling it's a base of any of grappling, jiu-jitsu, UVA, MMA, anything. It's a base. If you want, it's like you cannot play big tennis and start with small table tennis.
Mhm.
You cannot start with table tennis and then one day you will become big tennis player. If you wanna be good of any of grappling type of grappling like MMA or jiu-jitsu, I think especially when it's when your kid is young, you should start from wrestling. And like let's say if you are high level wrestler, you can become black belt jiu-jitsu 3-5 years, right? If you high level jiu-jitsu, you will never become high level wrestler.
Yeah, that's good. Well, is there anything else you would like to add? Because I mean, you've given us a lot today, and again, thank you for your time. But just before we finish, is there anything else you would like to add or put in that we haven't covered?
Uh, I just I just wanna add what I wanna add. Now I wanna add that all parents they have feeling that they have to look after the kids, they have to take them to any sports and they choosing the sports unfortunately, whereas coaches is not professional enough. They don't even know their own sports, you know, and the sports based on just having fun, do you know, and make it safe. Just run the class, have fun, and safe. That's all. The 1 hour pass is enough. Goodbye, do you know? They have to see how coach works with the kids. Yeah, what they expect, what you get out of that session. If coach pushing your child to work harder or just take the time, that's all.
Yeah.
And don't waste the money, do you know? Invest to your kids, but invest smartly to your kids because kids growing very quick, money goes very fast, and after some time you just realize that you just wasted this time.
Oh, sorry, I just got to say, you were saying earlier about like the difficulties you faced, being a female wrestler and trying to do the coaching, and people saying like, "Oh, the whole but you're a girl" type thing. With female grappling that now, it seems to be a lot more on the rise. There seems to be a lot more like female grappling tournaments and opportunities for female grapplers now. Just not just wrestling, but like outside. I mean, I know there's been a few female only wrestling tournaments and that around the country now, and I'd say there's different organisations now for female grappling and that. I mean, what's your opinion on that? As someone who's sort of come over and this change is sort of slowly happening. I mean, there's also been the thing with jiu-jitsu as well, with getting better weight categories for ladies because it was all a bit all over the place and kind of you hit a certain point and then it was just and anyone else, everyone just got chat to what how have you seen that change? Do you agree with the changes? What else do you think needs to happen? Because female
I
grappling
think
seems
I
to be on
think
the rise.
I think to have female only like grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, it's absolutely right way because I grown up in society where we've been only female classes, do you know? And then female classes which can beat up any kind of grappling male classes. I don't say about wrestling, I say about like MMA in Ukraine that moment, yeah, or some other grappling. Female should be separately or be able to train female with female. Men they are more stiff. They work more technically, and when you work with the male, you don't feel situation. You because It's easy to throw, easy to attack because he create the situation for you, create position for you. Also, he work your partner like he will work more technically, and also body shape. Like female, it's like center of gravity on the bottom, right? Male center of gravity on the shoulders. They usually have very light legs and heavy upper body. Female, it's a different part. It's upper body is less heavy, very heavy, but lower body, and different body shape, different workout, different gravity and stability, and that's why it makes a bit complicated for women who works hard on the sessions at the gym. They beat up any man at the gym, and when they go to easy girl on competition, it's become very difficult because of this, because of gravity, body structure, and all of this aspect, and also flexibility. Female are very flexible, and also female they have very they're like bitches, you know. They never give up. They just grab the hair, grab the nose. Female more like more careful, more respectful. Female is not. They're not gonna give you any points. If they cannot do this technically, they will find a way how to do this other way. You know. And you need to get used that and learn how to not get that provocation. Be able to have this at the gym. Someone who pull your hair, who smack your face same bitch like you do, you know? And then both of you growing up and you have to work at the gym, at home at the mat, work and then blood have to be on the mat. And then when you go like at home have to be hard. And after home sessions you have to feel on competition that it's actually easy. Why I was afraid of competition actually it's much more easy than it at home to have one session, you know?
Yeah.
Then it's going to be result. If it's just like, girls is easy. Girls is not easy. I'm a girl. And girls is harder. For us is not natural. And if we learn it forever. You know? Uh, it's like me, I had 6 years gap of rest. And when I came to this country, I 6 years haven't seen mud in my eyes. And when I become coach, I forgot everything. I just like, okay, what to teach, how to work with guys. What to teach. And I start to do myself sparring and session. I came to wrestling sessions to other coaches and I start to do sparring. I don't remember, but my body remember. My body starts, oh, hands there, body there, sprawl here, attack here, and I say, oh, really? I can do this way, I can do that way. Oh, I can do this here like this, and it show it up, and you straight your body muscles is like memory. It's quickly, quickly, quickly. When you build up it once, it's forever. If you are gymnast from childhood, when you become like let's say 30 years old after pregnancy or become overweight, anyway you will do backflip or split your legs.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Are you agree with me?
I think there's definitely. I think the financial side of it. I think there are a lot of differences. But I've chatted to. I mean, obviously, I'm only going on what I've learned from other people because obviously I don't have experience in that. But a lot of people were talking about as well the whole weight cutting thing and like the differences for women and that as well with the different grappling sports and what they go into. And I think there's a lot there that I think kind of almost, and in a way, maybe it's the male thing of doing it where it just kind of gets brushed over because they don't want to deal with it and go, yeah, okay, you sort it out then. Ugh, and it's that kind of thing, and in some way that is quite British, I think, in some ways, but and quite male, and it is something I think that is starting to change now again with like all the different weight categories being introduced to women in the jiu-jitsu competitions. And I think with the wrestling now, like we say, we're starting to see a lot more like female only tournaments and events and grappling things. So I'd like to think, as a again, this is a man's point of view looking at it. I'd like to think that maybe that's starting to change now and that it's going in the right direction. But obviously, I'm not female. I don't know necessarily
I
the whole
think
ins and outs and the politics of it.
I think lots of politics going on, and also, like, do you know the concurrence? I think only one way the concurrence of dreams, unfortunately, here. I don't feel that it's healthy because, like, everybody wants to show that we are best gym, and they don't want to talk to each other. And it's not right. People have to support each other, share athletes, share experience, and grow up and beat up each other on the mat every single day, every single opportunity when they have. And that way, the level of the wrestling in this country will change. Do you know?
No, definitely. I mean, that's
Don't
the
keep
big
that
thing.
don't keep that ego that I'm best who you are nobody.
No, you're
No,
only as
no.
good as against who you're on with. Iron sharpens iron, and if you're fighting the same, if you're in a small gym, you're fighting the same 5 or 6 people every week. You're only
I
going to
don't
be as
know.
good as them.
I had this in British wrestling. I had one moment like once my student he trained also with another coach, but this coach still competing, right?
Yeah.
And on competition on British wrestling, they faced each other on the mat. And I corner my student because he introduced Braveheart. I cornered him. I was coach of him, and he was compete. He was his opponent was his like one more coach from our gym. Yeah, no Braveheart at the gym, but very well respected guy. Yeah, and we love him all. And but on the mat when they faced each other, and that guy he was introduced us in other gym, not Braveheart and no any other no other gym where you working. So it means we are opponents on the mat. And I really pushed hard my student to perform and work harder and trying to do his best, try to reach him, try to get points from him, try to even beat him up on the mat. And I don't wanna hide it. And I was supported, I was shout loud about let's go, don't give him your head, work like this, that, and after them and in my head I didn't even think that coach is going to pissed off of that. And after the fight, of course, my students he lost because this coach he's experienced. But I wanted to see that these students can do today better than he was before, and he can try at least to win this level guy. Do you know? He's not afraid anymore. He try his best to
Push
win him.
himself. Yeah.
And for me, this one was important. And when I see that he stopped working like proper, I start shout at him, "Why you stop working? Go then from them." I'm always very emotional on the mat. I cannot hold myself, and I say, "Go from the mat. Don't take people time." Do you know?
Yeah.
And after the match, because I was maybe very emotional, coach was saying he stopped talking to me. He says that I don't have honor, I don't have respect. He doesn't want to talk to me, and he just delete my Instagram. He don't talk to me. He we see each other sometimes. He don't even say me hi. I came after the mat. I apologize. I say, man, nothing personal. It's like because in my
Isn't it?
head
It's business. When you're there, it's a business thing, isn't it? You're
it's
there
not
to work.
no,
Yeah.
it's no business. In my country, in
Uh,
our mat, when I grow, my best friend was this at the same weight category. We
yeah.
beat up each other badly. Our joints go to one a different direction. Do you know?
Yeah.
But after we are step of the mat, we are best friends. On the mat, we
Yeah.
are.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
For me,
That's
in my head, it was like this. If I step, and he said, "I'm coach." I say, "Man, if you are coach, sit down on the corner and coach them then."
yeah.
Or what he should do, just lie down in front of you and don't move because you're coach. And do you know, and maybe that's why people don't like me because I'm not a bit, do you know, very like polite on that point. I just
There's a
expecting this.
competition.
I expecting result, and I not take it out from me that I'm a lady, or my students is weak, or I have very small gym, or I'm new here, or I don't have very good English. I don't take all of this, do you know? I just do.
Mm. That's fair enough, and you shouldn't. And again, no, I mean, when I say business, I mean like when it's fight time, isn't it? It's like whatever you are. If I'm against someone I know, is one of them when it's the start of the fight, it's the fight. Your friends again afterwards, but in those 5 minutes or whatever it is, it is what it is. That's why we're there. It's not we're not there to like color into pictures and have fun. You're there to pin them or whatever, or submit them or whatever you're grappling for. That's what that's the name of it. It's like what I call it, like the business time. That's it. And then when that's finished, yeah, we'll go for a pint. But it's when you're there, that's the
Only
bit
on the
where it's
mat, on the mat, no friendship, no. You have to respect
exactly.
and also you have to respect. First of all, you have to have respect to yourself and to your opponent, but don't play dirty game or don't feel like sorry to yourself or don't feel advantage that you are better than him just because you are more experienced or you are coach. No, on both of you, all of you have a back. He has back. He can pin you. You can pin him, and you have to check up who can pin today now. No, 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 that like I'm your bro or I am your friend or I am your coach or in my head, I think this is right.
No, I agree with
And
that.
after he doesn't act rude, I didn't act rude. After I understand if you just start to swear or start to act like a dirty game, do you know? I understand it's not nice, but to work hard to trying to win, it's okay.
Well, it's competition, isn't it? That's what we're there for. People turn out to compete. So yeah,
And also, I wanted to let parents know that coaches really work hard. Coaches hard, and parents have to support coaches. Have to believe in coaches same way how coach believe in his child. And the game of this rules is not one day game. It's a long term relationship. If you want, it's like not 1 year even. Coach invests in time, money, energy, experience, because this experience didn't come from 3 months courses. This is lifetime experience.
yeah,
And if coach work with your child, you have to support coach your own way how you can do that. And be ready to do this not for long term. For long term, you have to be ready. And also don't change the coaches. I think if you stick with one coach, you have to keep following one coach because if you just changing like monthly or one day this, other day there, third day there, in the end of the day you be nowhere because it's like complex workout. They have to know personalities. He has to know strong side, weak side,
yeah,
understand how to work, and the students can have to feel the coach, see his eyes, and understand what he means. Do you know, coach and students they have like some kind of words which is only he and coach
yeah,
understand each other, no? And they have to be like a close friendship, like do you know, like 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 understand each other and trust to each other on the mat, you know. But to get that point, they have to train and know each other's weak side, strong. Even when coach shout at you on competition, it doesn't mean that he's angry. It means
yeah,
that he wants
yeah,
something from you. He wants to help you to be better than you are, yeah. And he is there for
yeah,
you. And same athlete, if he came for the session and he worked hard because he also respect you. They have to respect sparring part. Do you know it's a big complex of that's why I like love wrestling.
yeah.
I think
And
wrestling it's one why it's wrestling because wrestling it's one of the sport when teach I say how I would describe pro wrestling. Wrestling it's like gymnastic when you have to do lots of acrobatics, like backflips under 200 kg pressure on the top. When someone wants to destroy you, beat you up, press you, smash you, and you have to do backflips under this pressure.
yeah,
And so you have to be more very flexible, coordinated, strong, know when you have to be stiff and when you have and know when you can have to be relaxed, you know? And all group muscles working, even your fingers, even your ears, even your feet, everything works. Oh, everything. It's better than all of the things. For me, wrestling is like a king of any sports. I love very deep wrestling, and that's why I think parents who live in my area has to come to my classes, because I really do this with all my soul. I don't run classes just for hours, you know.
Yeah.
And I always feel sorry that I don't have enough time to to give you more at this moment. And if I would be 3 Katie, I know that I would have much more time. But I'm alone. I'm only one, and I do what I can. I do my max. I always work on my maximum. I don't work on a little bit. No, just save my energy, run the class, and shut down the room and go home. I always come home and just fall down and I'm dead. Every single day I'm dead. I gave all my energy. All what I have I just left on the mat and I go home. And I'm dead. But this way also make me stronger, you know?
No, definitely gets the conditioning to it and all that. No, that's brilliant. No, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. It's been really insightful, really cool, and I like the way that you just sort of coaching through it and the all these kids that are coming through because I've seen some of them in action. So
Have
that
you
was
seen
what
us?
Drew was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the neon competitions in Southampton. Now I've seen some of them rip through some people. So I know it's working. So no, keep doing what you're doing. And again, thank you for taking the time to join us.
Thank you so much for inviting and sorry for my language. My English is not perfect. I know
It's
that,
fine, don't worry.
but I think mine is not English. Mine to feel this, do you know?
No, it's fine. Do not worry about that.
It's my baby way. It's my first interview in my life. I just accepted
Oh,
this
okay.
because I'm tired to be shy. You know, I don't want to be shy anymore.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for choosing us. And yeah, it's been really good to have you. It's been a great interview.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Kateryna, for taking the time to join us on the show this week. I've been your host, Brett Summers. This has been the Grapple with Your Eyes show. So if you'd like to keep up with everything that's going on in the world of the Grapple with Your Eyes show, please check out the grapplewithyoureye.com. That's got all our past episodes on there, all our social media links, and all other bits and pieces. As I say, our new episodes drop every Thursday at 7 a.m. UK time. If you like to watch our episodes, you can follow us on YouTube and like and subscribe on there, and maybe leave some comments, start a chat in about the episodes. If you like to listen to your podcasts, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, all the usual podcast apps. Again, any likes, ratings, and reviews that you can give us on there really do help us raise above the tide that's pushing us back down at the moment. So it is all appreciated. We just want to help spread the word of grappling around the world. So any help you can give us in doing that is muchly and greatly appreciated. As I say, this is the end of this week's show now. I'll be back next week with another guest. So in the meantime, stay safe and stay on the mats.